I literally recorded this entire thing and it was on mute. Okay, we're gonna start again from the top. Hey, what is up, DM Paints fam? If you've ever felt stuck in your creativity or just felt super uninspired to keep creating, then this video is definitely for you. We all go through the same struggles, so in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the top 5 ways that I personally deal with creator's block and just helping myself to feel more inspired and continue creating. So we're gonna get right into it with our very first tip. So the very first tip that I have is just to simply consume. What I mean by this is that I personally go onto my social media, so I mostly use Instagram, and I check out hashtags that pertain to me. So for example, I would look up alcohol ink art as a hashtag, and you can actually follow hashtags, which is an amazing feature on Instagram. Things that I find interest in and the things that I'm actually trying to develop in myself is what I will follow as a hashtag. If you're not really sure what kind of hashtags to follow or you don't know where to start, you can even start by looking at the Explore page on Instagram, which is an amazing feature that will just connect you to so many different art styles and things that you maybe never even thought of. Even if what you're looking at is not exactly the style of art that you're doing, anything that just helps stimulate your brain, whether it's specific color patterns or composition, all of these things will impact the way that you continue to create. This actually goes into my second point, which is to build a reference list of artists that you admire. I find that this is extremely important because as a beginner, when you have no references, you just feel super lost and not really sure where to start. And then on top of that, really being able to express your creativity with a lack of skills, you then feel even more uninspired, and it just goes into this vicious cycle of just being super unmotivated. So this reference list should include a handful of artists that you really aspire and look up to. It should have elements that you are interested in, and not all of the artworks have to speak to you, but there have to be common elements that really tie into what you want your artwork to be. I would say just pull up a Google document or even go onto Canva or whatever template you want to use and start dropping in photos almost in the form of an Instagram grid. So just pick your favorite photos off of their page, screenshot them, and just pop them onto this personal little document of things that inspire you the most. I'd really recommend reflecting on what it is that you enjoy about their artworks. Is it the vibrancy in their colors? Is it the movement in their pieces? Is it their use of line work, or is it the realism? What is it exactly that gets you excited about looking at their artwork? I feel like having references really helps and really guides you in your own art journey and what you want to get out of your art and how you want it to be seen. All right, so tip number 3 is creating an inspiration folder. So similar to the reference list, you're compiling a list of things that inspire and motivate you. However, this inspiration folder can be literally whatever you want it to be. So if you just love the sky and you happen to see the most amazing sunset that night, just snap a photo and upload it straight to your folder. Or if you're walking downtown and you see a sick mural, take a photo, put it into that same folder. Whenever you just want some inspiration or want a new idea, your brain might even subconsciously start putting these photos together. So you could maybe come up with a palette that you never thought of, or patterns that you never thought of incorporating together, or things like that. So I think that building an inspiration folder is super essential and also proactive for these days that you're just gonna feel stuck and don't really know where to start. The fourth tip that I have for you is probably one of the most important in terms of developing yourself as an artist, but it's also one that requires you to get a little bit out of your comfort zone, and that is collaborating. It's so awesome to have your own ideas and feel like you made something great all on your own, but think about how much greater it is collaborating and incorporating multiple perspectives and multiple techniques in your artwork. Other people have different perceptions and skills that they can also bring to the table, and this is just going to take your artwork even further, because not only are you going to be creating a piece that has these multiple perspectives and techniques, but in your future artworks, you're going to have acquired techniques and ways of creating that you may not have necessarily thought of before or even paid attention to. To get in touch with other artists, I recommend again hopping onto Instagram and using the hashtag tool. If you want to meet face to face, you can type in things like Toronto artist or wherever it is that you are located to try to find artists that are in your area. And if this is something that is not possible for you, or you maybe don't feel too comfortable with, you can also use this hashtag tool to hashtag things like mixed media artist or abstract artist or digital artists, whatever it is that you are interested in, and get in touch with those people. Just don't be shy. Honestly, if people don't respond to you, whatever, but you'll be surprised. There's actually a lot of people out there that really want to connect with people that think like them as well. So it's just an amazing tool to have to get connected and to share ideas with one another. I don't know if you've ever... The fifth and final tip that I have for you is one that almost sounds like it could be counterproductive, but it's not. Just walk away from your project. I think sometimes we perceive these insane artists and masters of their craft to be those that work 24/7, day and night, and don't sleep or ever walk away from their work. And this just isn't realistic. It's so important to live a balanced life as a creator because you're always drawing inspiration from different things around you. You can't just be sitting in front of your artwork all day. Depending on your interests, you can go out for a walk, maybe a bike ride. Honestly, traveling is amazing, and that doesn't even mean that you even have to leave your country, but maybe just going to an area that you've never explored before. You'd be really surprised. The list goes on. Just take a break when you feel uninspired and stuck, because this will allow your mind to loosen and to open up. Read Mastery by Robert Greene, but this book is amazing for creatives, and it explains how when you're so focused on one task, your brain tends to zoom in on that one thing like tunnel vision, and you tend to really shut down in terms of creativity at times because you're so focused on completing this one objective. So when you walk away from your art, you actually start to loosen up, and what your brain does is start to perceive more things around you subconsciously, which can mean more inspiration and being more open to tackling your project in different ways. Don't be afraid to just let loose, because this can be so much more beneficial to your creativity. So those are the top 5 tips that I have for you in regards to just staying creative, staying inspired. I really hope you enjoyed this video and are able to apply these to your projects. Let me know down in the comments below which tips you end up using to just push yourself further, and I will see you next week. Bye.